Okay, so I pulled the staples in the side of the bird netting, just enough to get me in here. So, now, if I can keep from getting tangled in this stuff, I think what I'm going to do is just cut the tops off the wheat. I don't really need the entire stalk. Since the plot is so small, it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so that was a little tedious, but I did end up with an entire grocery bag full of wheat heads. So now it's time to go process. I've brought my bag of wheat into the pole barn. It's not exactly wet, but it was a little damp out today when I went to cut it. So I think what I'm going to do is just spread these on my workbench. Okay, let's square up this piece of wood. It's kind of got a weird taper on it from a previous project. Let's see here. What up there should do. Okay, now we need a couple pieces of wood. That will be the same length as this is wide. So, let's see what we can do here. Just line it up and scribe it. Okay, so we got our two knives. The piece that's going to be going on the end, I've laid out a nice OG, and I'll put a little pocket right here for the dowel rod. But first I need to see if this is going to be able to cut this. So let's give it a try. Time to clean up some burn marks. Now we need a little 1-inch pocket hole right here, so let's get that done. I've set the ends in place, and I've roughly measured the dowel rod to find out where it needs to go. And I think this mark right here should send it to the back of each of those pockets. So let's go ahead and cut this. Now it is time to drill some clearance holes into the two ends of this so I can attach from the bottom some of my two handle supports. So here we go, let's put these down. I've run the screws up through the bottom, and I let them protrude just a little bit so I could push these down onto it and put a couple tiny marks so I know where to drill some holes for the threads. So now it's time to get that done. Okay, so now it's time to drill my holes for the threads. I'm just going to have to hold these as level as I can. Okay, let's screw this together now. Now it is time to put some of this rug on everything. So, what do we got here? We've got an old area rug. It's pretty stiff stuff, very short, almost industrial-like. So, I just need to cut a piece of it big enough for this piece of plywood. So, I'm just going to play it by ear. What I should do is figure out how much I need for this. Let's go ahead and get a pencil or a marker of some form. See if we can draw on this. Now I'm going to wrap this around the bottom of this, but because these are here, it's going to have to be on the inside. So let's see, I'm just going to go roughly right there to roughly right there. Let's make another mark down here somewhere. Okay, time to start stapling the small piece onto this. So let's see if we can do this. This stuff is awfully stiff.
I want to see what staples are.
Okay, there we have our
Can I see in the
scraping
staples?
device. That should do okay.
Can I see the staples in here?
Okay, I've decided to give this thing a test run before I go and clean the carpet. So let's see if this works. I don't know if that handle is going to work with how it rotates like that, but it is knocking them apart. I'm probably going to have to gain some skill of doing this because they really do stick to this.
What are you doing?
Threshing wheat.
Wheat.
Yep. Seems to work good side to side. Backward and forward doesn't seem to
Well,
work
how
too
is
well.
that in here? I thought it was inside.
Let's see here. Is there anything sticking to this? There's a little bit sticking to this.
Yeah.
Riley, no. I'm trying to make a video. No yelling. Okay, let's try some winnowing with a fan. Oh, I can see it blowing away a lot of junk. That's impressive. Let's do that one more time. Oh, that's blowing all the chaff off of there. Look at that. Just pure seed left, huh? Well, maybe some of them are still trapped inside their little husk. But that just means I gotta do some better threshing. Well, did you find another seed? So here we are, the wheat threshing is all done. This is how much I started out with, 6 ounces. And in this bucket we have 2 pounds, 12 ounces. So together it's 3 pounds, 2 ounces, I believe. So not a bad haul for this year, for such a small plot anyway.